I'm jealous. And today, we're talking about the top 5 things I love about the old automobile that is Patrick, the 2006 Mazda Mazdaspeed 3. So, if you're wondering what that is, that's oil from the car. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know you don't care. Let's get right into it. Thing number 1 will have to be the power delivery from this engine is, it's very good. You put your foot down, and there's a bit of turbo lag. Wow. It's pretty exciting, not gonna lie. And when the turbo spools up, it is so good. You get that as the turbo spools. It feels so good, and it feels like it's literally the fastest moving thing on this entire planet when the turbo spools. It feels so good. Right? And, you compare that to a lot of the naturally aspirated cars I've driven. It feels so good. In a naturally aspirated car, you put your foot down, you get all the power right then, and it feels really good. But then after that, you're just sitting there like, isn't there more power coming or something? This is literally everyone. Slow naturally aspirated cars I've driven, fast naturally aspirated cars I've driven, it's the exact same, right? If you want to see 5 things I hate about my 2006 Mazda Mazdaspeed 3, then it's either already released on the channel, so go watch that, or it'll be coming out soon. Maybe consider liking the video. Anyways, reason number 2, this thing is a hot hatchback. And the thing about that is, obviously it's fast and it handles really well because it's the hot part, but then you've also got the hatch part. And what does that mean? That means you've got 4 doors, so you can fit all of the 200 plus kg fat you could ever dream of in this thing. And bang your seats down, open up the boot, and you could fit all the breathing apparatus and all the Macca's share boxes they could ever want in the back of this thing, right? Like, bruh. It's so practical and versatile. You can do anything in this car. Go fast, be practical, whatever. Buying a 2-door is something I really wouldn't really like to consider because, a 4-door, you can drive with your friends around, you can vibe out with them. And a 2-door, you've only got room for like one of your extra wide, large specimens to sit with you, and you can never fit a moderately obese horse in the back. And if you get stuck for space, let's say there's 5 sweaty, fat-ass dudes you want to have, bang a roof rack on, chuck one up here, chuck one on the tow bar. You follow my Instagram? Like, you should definitely be following my Instagram, so consider following my Instagram. Yeah. And reason number 3 is how dramatic this car is, right? Most fast cars, when you put your foot down, like, my LG35, the Golf R, Focus SD, it just goes quickly. And that's all that happens, right? This thing, you put your foot down, there's a bit of turbo lag, that's quite dramatic. Then when the turbo spools up, you get that feeling, and as that happens, you get the torque steer coming in, and you got the wheels starting to spin up. It's so dramatic and it's so fun, and that's what I love about this car. It's just blunt, it's just like, here I am. What do you got to do about it? So, it's a personality of the car. It's aggressive, it doesn't care. It just has got to do what it's got to do, and it does it in such a fun way. These things are so fun to drive. If you're one of those like idiot journalists that's like, oh my god, this thing has torque steer and turbo lag and it doesn't grip, then you won't like this because you're boring as hell, mate. This is just so good. Anyways, the next thing that I do like about this car, and I do love about this car, is the exhaust, or the whole sound. Not only how it looks, we got 4 of these mofos, and they're angled like, yeah, it looks so swag. But the sound that comes out of these things, a cold start. These things, they can do some loud bangs sometimes, and it sounds sick. When you're behind it, when you're, just going slow, like driving up a driveway, you can hear that turbo just whistling around. When you put your foot down, you can hear that turbo spool up, and when you let off, you can hear the blow-off valve delete that we have. You can hear it go. everything about it sounds awesome. And it's really hard to make these cars sound crap. Like, you just do simple resonate delete and they sound awesome. Like, it is such a good sounding car, primarily because it has unequal length headers on these things. So, yeah. Another thing I love about this car are the driver inputs, right? So let's get in the car, right? So, you know, what am I talking about? You know, you got your steering, you got your gearbox here, and you got your clutch, right? They all feel so good. For a 2007 car, the amount of steering feel you have, the amount of how mechanical the clutch feels, how mechanical the gear shift feels, for a 2007 car, it is so good. As we get that driver involvement, like it's really good. Sure, you can say, no, you get a 90s car and it's got more feel. Yes, but then it all feels like dog water, right? This thing, the gearbox in this, it just feels nice and buttery smooth. It is really good. Like, the clutch is just, it's just nice, it's smooth, it's good. And the steering on this thing is honestly one of the best steering I've felt. I mean, I've only probably felt like 9 or so, but it's so good, right? It literally, you get all that feel, but there's more to it than that, right? The steering feels so like, when you turn it, you can literally feel the hydraulic mechanisms in it working. You can literally feel the hydraulicness to it, if that makes sense. Like this car's with my G35. I'm guessing a lot of people prefer how that feels, because I don't know how to describe it. It feels like the car's more planted with its steering, and it feels, you know, more heavy. That's right. It feels more built, the steering in that car. But this car's just so satisfying. Like, it feels the hydraulic in it, right? One thing I like is if you want to get into the car, it has the 1x working door, so you can get into the car, and then when you want to get, you can close the door, and it works. And it comes with 1x little rust patch on the door. The wheels have got these like these stripes in them for aerodynamics, and the bonnet has these like dimples in it for aerodynamics, and these holes here, they're for the radiator to give it more air, and it's so fast that the clear coat starts to come off. That's how fast it is, and it's also so fast that the color of the sun strip doesn't really match the paint anymore. It looks orange even though it's meant to be red, and these things came off because it's too fast. And yeah, aerodynamic. If you liked the video, be sure to like and consider subscribing, consider following my Instagram. We'll see you next time. Bye.